Greetings, my name is Kabalo Matlatlane and I will be presenting about Bloom's taxonomy. I will be talking about what is Bloom's taxonomy and its history. My fellow group members will further go into detail about Bloom's taxonomy. Bloom's taxonomy is a hierarchical framework that categorizes educational goals into 6 levels of cognitive skills, ranging from basic knowledge to higher order thinking skills like analysis and evaluation, used to guide learning and assessment. Bloom's taxonomy is a framework for categorizing educational goals developed by Benjamin Bloom in 1956, and it was revised in 2001. The original taxonomy outlines 6 cognitive skills: knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. The revised version, led by Lorraine Anderson and David Krathwohl, updated these categories to remember, understand, apply, analyze, and evaluate, and create. This taxonomy helps educators align goals, curricula, and assessment, promoting a structured approach to teaching and learning. It has become a widely used tool in education, influencing instructional design and assessment. Thank you.
As the first speaker mentioned, Bloom taxonomy was developed by Benjamin Bloom and a group of educators in 1956. It was created to help teachers classify learning goals and objectives. It was then revised in 2001 by a team led by Lorraine, which was Bloom's student. This revision helped to update the language and make it clear and more modern.
So now we are going to look at some of the changes or amendments of Bloom's taxonomy. Imagine if learning was a video game. You start by picking up clues, then you figure them out, use them, analyze them, judge them, and finally you build something new. That's Bloom's taxonomy. Meet Benjamin Bloom, the architect of thinking, 1956. Benjamin Bloom and team developed this in 1956. The purpose was to classify educational goals and help students think deeper. It focused on cognitive domain, knowledge, and intellectual skills. Let us look at the original Bloom's pyramid. So we had knowledge, which is recalling facts. The second one is comprehension, understand meaning. The third one, application, use what you've learned. The fourth one, analysis, break things down. The fifth one, synthesis, put things together in new ways. And the last one, evaluation, make judgments. Now, each level was like unlocking a new superpower of thinking. Let us look at why did it matter. It helped teachers plan lessons and assessments. It also showed how learning could grow step by step. And it promoted critical thinking and structure in education. But learning evolved. So did the model, 2001. Just like your favorite app gets updates, Bloom's taxonomy got a major upgrade in 2001 thanks to Anderson and Krathwohl. What were the main changes? Nouns became verbs to reflect action. Top levels were reordered. Added a second dimension. What kind of knowledge is being used? Let us look at the new Bloom's taxonomy, 2001. The updated levels were remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, lastly creating, which is now the highest level. There are 2-dimensional twists. Under the new dimensions, we have the cognitive process, which are the 6 actions, verbs above that I just read. And then we have the knowledge type, which are the factual, conceptual, procedural, and metacognitive. Why do these changes matter? The first one is reflect modern learning styles, encourage real-world problem solving, emphasize creativity, critical thinking, and application. And then let us look at some of the criticism. Not all learning is linear. Some tasks are hard to categorize, can be complex to apply across different disciplines. Today's learning landscape, the uses of Bloom's taxonomy now. Curriculum design, there's also backward planning, start with what students should be able to do. And lastly, assessments and learning outcomes. In conclusion, Bloom's taxonomy helps structure how we think and learn. Its evolution mirrors the the changing world of education. From remembering to creating, the journey of learning is a lifelong quest. In closing, learning isn't just about knowing more, it's about doing more with what you know. Thank you.
Good day. I am Ms. Masuchava Sereo and I'll be explaining point number 6 of our presentation, which is what is the purpose of Bloom's taxonomy in education. As explained, Bloom's taxonomy is a framework used in education to classify learning objectives and assess learning. Now, its purpose in education is to offer a hierarchy that guides teachers in designing lessons that encourage critical thinking, problem solving, and deeper understanding by categorizing learning objectives into 6 levels. Number 1, remembering, for recalling information from long-term memory. Number 2, understanding, for interpreting the meaning of information and explaining key concepts. Number 3, applying, for using learning information in new and different situations. Number 4, analyzing, for breaking down information into its component parts. Number 5, evaluating, for making judgment about the value of information based on established criteria. And lastly, creating, for producing new ideas. Bloom's taxonomy helps teachers to develop activities and assessments to target specific cognitive skills. This allows teachers to move above memorization and focus on developing higher order thinking skills such as analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. By using Bloom's taxonomy, teachers can create a more meaningful learning and engaging experiences and promote deeper understanding and application of knowledge for learners. Teachers can accurately assess learners' progress and better prepare them for real-world challenges by fostering transferable knowledge and skills. Thank you.
Is Bloom's taxonomy a theory? No, Bloom's taxonomy is not a theory in the traditional sense. Instead, it is a framework or classification system designed to categorize educational goals and objectives. It is not a theory because a theory explains how and why something works, and it is also backed by research. A theory predicts outcomes and it can be tested. Bloom's taxonomy doesn't do this. So, why is Bloom's taxonomy not a theory? Firstly, it describes but doesn't explain. It lists thinking skills but doesn't say how learners develop them. Secondly, it's a tool and not a hypothesis. Teachers use it to plan, but it doesn't make testable claims about learning. Lastly, it's often paired with other theories. For example, constructivism explains how learning happens. Bloom's taxonomy organizes what learners should learn. So, Bloom's taxonomy is a valuable framework and not a theory. It is like a map. It shows where to go but doesn't explain the journey. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Naledi Maleka. I'm going to share with you how Bloom's taxonomy is used in assessment. Firstly, it is used to design a balanced assessment. Educators use Bloom's taxonomy to ensure that assessment are not limited to a lower thinking skills. By incorporating questions from all the 6 levels, assessment become more comprehensive and challenge to students to demonstrate a wide range of skills. Secondly, aligning learning objectives and assessment. It helps align Bloom's taxonomy helps align the assessment with instructional goals. Thirdly, Bloom's taxonomy differentiate assessment methods. It supports the development as varied assessment formats. We have 2 levels in Bloom's taxonomy. Firstly is a lower levels, which it includes remembering and understanding, and that can be assessed through short questions or multiple choices. Secondly, we have higher level of Bloom's taxonomy, which has evaluating, analyzing, and creating, and that can be assessed through essays, project, and presentations. And lastly, we have the Bloom's taxonomy. It is used to improving feedback and learning outcomes. With that,
Okay, now we're going to be looking at how teachers can use Bloom's taxonomy and what its limitations are. Teachers can use Bloom's taxonomy in various ways, such as creating tiered assignments that cater to different cognitive levels. For example, they can design multiple choice questions that test recall and understanding, while also creating or assigning projects that require analysis, evaluation, or creation. When using Bloom's taxonomy, teachers should be aware of its limitations. One limitation being that it primarily focuses on cognitive domains, potentially overlooking the importance of emotional and physical learning. Additionally, categorizing complex tasks into specific levels can be challenging, and the taxonomy might oversimplify the learning process. Thank you.